Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest tonight is, of course, an Oscar-nominated actor. Very cool guy. He's appeared in numerous films, including Pulp Fiction, Taxi Driver, and Mean Streets, just to name a tiny amount of his career films. Currently, you can see him in the #1 movie in the nation, U-571. Please welcome Harvey Keitel. So much for coming here. Great to have you.
Thank you. The actor will be out later. The master illusionist is here now, though. Yes.
Yes. Look, you're the master illusionist.
I am. Yes. What is that?
Wow. You can take Copperfield to town with that trick.
I got it out of his lions. Well, forget that.
You stole that coin. You know, first of all, congratulations, #1 movie. This is exciting.
Thank you.
It's a movie about heroes, but before we get into that, you yourself performed a heroic deed, did you not?
Oh.
Now, don't be shy. You want to hear about this, don't you? Come on. This is good. What did you do? This is exciting.
Oh, shucks. Well, a long time ago, actually.
You told me to ask you about this. No, I'm just kidding. You gave me $50. At the New York Film Awards, New York Film Critics Awards, at Sardi's, I was sitting down having my dinner. It was a year that Robert De Niro was nominated for Mean Streets, for Best Supporting Actor, and I'm eating, and all of a sudden there's a huge commotion. And I'm eating, I'm turning around and go, a group of people gathered around. They were all screaming and making noise and hollering. I got up, and I walked over to see what the commotion was about. A lot of people. I made my way into the middle of the crowd. They were all like, very excited. I get in the middle of the crowd, and some men are holding a woman upside down by the heels, by her ankles, shaking her. She's choking or something?
She's choking, and her head was bobbing off the floor like those objects you see in the back of a car.
Who's rescuing her? The Three Stooges? We'll take care of it. Slam, slam.
Everybody was in a panic. I didn't know what to do myself. I don't know, but all of a sudden I found myself down on the floor. I don't know what brought me to do this. I shoved my fingers down her throat. She threw up on my hand. I threw up this chunk of meat and vomit and this and that.
That's okay. Just say the chunk of meat. What did the vomit look like?
I go to the bathroom. I wash my hands.
You saved her life. That's great.
Her husband walks in after me. He says, "I can't tell you how thankful I am. You saved my wife's life." I said, "You're welcome." Next day in the newspapers, in bold print, Robert De Niro saved his woman's life. All I could think about was looking at my hand.
Now, this has been a pattern for you. This happened another time, didn't it?
You're not going to believe this. We're in Rome, Italy, me and Robert De Niro, and some police pull us over because someone told them we were with the Red Brigade. They pull us over one night very early in the morning. The Italian police get out with submachine guns, and me and De Niro up against a wall. And they had their machine guns on us. They take us to the police station. They didn't believe who we were. Finally, we proved who we were. They let us go. Next day, in the International Herald Tribune, Robert De Niro and Keith Carradine arrested in Rome.
Keith Carradine? Did they come up with Keith Carradine?
All I could think about was looking at my hand and going, I can't get a break.
Yeah. You know? Man, you know what I can't believe? I was because I think I've seen many of your movies. I can't believe that when you were a kid, because you speak so well. When you were a kid, you were a stutterer. Is that right?
I was, yes.
You stuttered.
Yes.
How?
Thanks for bringing that up. I mean, my shining moment.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, I thought that's going to be an inspiration to a lot of people. If anyone out there stutters now, to know that you did as a child, that's
well, you know,
that's
actually, one time when I first became an actor, there was a call from a guy. He got my number. I was still listed at that time. And he had read that I was a stutterer, and he called me stuttering, asked me how I did it, what happened, and I talked to him for a while. So yes, it did make me feel good to
help someone,
to speak to this guy. Yeah, but when I was a kid, it was a problem. I was mocked all the time by
friends of mine, who loved me, but, we were kids and from Brooklyn. And
kids are mean,
the way you express love was by putting somebody down. It was a Brooklyn trait, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That didn't change in my adulthood.
I remember I used to call for this friend of mine, and I would get up very early in the morning, and I wanted to play ball, so I'd get up very early. But I knew I had to call my friend on the 3rd floor quickly. Otherwise, his mother would say, "Get out of here. It's too early in the morning."
Right.
And his name was Howard Weinberg, so we called him Howie. So I'd go sometimes in the morning. I know I have to say it very quickly, like, "Howie, Howie, Howie," scream it quickly so he could get to the window before his mother does. Well, sometimes I got to the street before the window, and I screamed out, "Ha, ha, 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 ha," and the mother would come, "Get out of here," before I had a chance to get out the Howies.
Oh, and the mother would say to Howie, "I don't want you playing with that Robert De Niro."
And then I look at my hand.
Like, you can't get a break. Let's talk about this movie, U-571. This was the #1 movie last week. This is, people like this movie. This is exciting.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I do want to say that, apropos of the movie, that America does have heroes. And a lot of America's heroes are the men and women who have served in the armed forces. And this story is about these men who volunteered for the submarines in World War II. And submariners had an unusually high casualty rate. And still they volunteered. It wasn't send the next guy in. It was a time when people stood up to volunteer to protect our democracy, and people in Europe who were being, as you know, oppressed and slaughtered. And this is an homage to these men.
And we have a clip here from the movie. I was watching this clip earlier. It's pretty intense, but it does need a setup. You need to know what's going on here.
Well, these submariners find themselves stranded on board a German submarine.
And they have to take it over. They have to try and figure out how to make it work. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, let's take a look at this clip from U-571. It's pretty intense.
You find the tank!
Everything's in German.
Back, get the torpedo. Sir! Back. M1MC. Quick, get on the helm. Tell them to take the plane.
Hey, sir. What about these?
I don't know. There's no label. Okay, those are the aft ballast tank vents. These are the midship vents. And these are the main induction valves. Tank! I need speed! Get the screws turning. The lights are on, so there's gotta be some power left in those batteries.
You read this.
Grab it, find out how many bits he's got in the tubes, and figure out how to launch them. Go!
I can't read this.
Go, help tank her. Go, her!
Find the Christmas tree. Gotta make sure I don't have any holes in the boat.
Clark, wind, what the hell? Clark! Climbing's clear. All compartments secure. White for green? White for green. No holes in the ship. Guys, funky! Opening doors, quick! Opening midship! Opening midship!
Ladies and gentlemen, U-571 is in theaters right now. Go check it out. And you also wanted me to mention that the New York City Marine Corps birthday ball is November 10th.
At the Plaza Hotel in New York, all Marines are welcome, and those who support our Marine Corps are welcome.
All right. Hey, Harvey, thank you so much for being
Pleasure.
here.
Thank you.
Hey, congratulations to you. Stay right there. Harvey Keitel, everybody. We'll take a break. David Copperfield coming up. Stick around.